Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe if you are enjoying what you are hearing. Now, on to today's story. She cheated on me with guys on Reddit and then need support. I was dating this girl and everything was amazing in the beginning. She's beautiful, smart, funny, loves Star Wars, has a great banking position, working on her masters, and seemed like an all-around safe bet for me to try again after being betrayed countless times in the past. She was the one pushing for us to become official. She was pushing to meet my mom and friends, wanted to make big plans for us, and offered transparency by the means of knowing her phone password or giving me a heads up when she was going to be out a little late with her friends. Seems great, right? Moving forward to January, she started acting different and more distant with me, and I started getting worried that something was up, and she swore up and down that she was just tired and that everything was fine. Then one day she ghosted me and I brought up my suspicions, and she broke it off with me for a few days because she claimed I was being crazy for ever being suspicious of her. I asked for her to take me back and things were kinda okay since then, and she told me she would do whatever it took to prove she wasn't up to anything shady, and she did a phenomenal job at it until last week when we took a mini staycation on the opposite side of the city we live in to just spend time with each other and de-stress ourselves. That night at the staycation hotel we were at, I noticed she was a little weird about her phone. I never looked at it once in the whole relationship, because I knew her password, and it never crossed my mind once that she would have stuff on it while she knew I had access to it. All I wanted was to look at her photo album, to look at pics of her dog, and she started showing all the classic red flags. I started questioning her on it, and she immediately dismissed my worries and said she didn't want me going through while she was trying to sleep. I got upset because something like this happened to me before, and she knows that it ended up in me getting cheated on, and I was having a PTSD moment, I guess. So she got up, held me, and swore up and down that all she was trying to hide was a screenshot of a conversation she had with a friend that had to do with our brief breakup, and that she was just embarrassed about it. So I told her, okay, get rid of it and anything else I might not want to see on there. I gave her a chance to get rid of everything and tried to trust her. Then the next morning we wake up and she reaches for her phone as we're waking up, and I noticed there were a lot of Snapchat notifications on her screen, and I asked about it playfully, being like, oh, are those from the other boyfriends? I truly meant it in a playful manner and nothing more, and then I noticed a male name I never heard her mention before in her Snap notifications, and asked who the guy was and what he would be snapping you in the middle of the night, as it was 7 AM when we woke up on a Sunday. So she pressed on it, claiming it's just one of her old friends, and then to my horror I am staring at a black and white photo of a man's muscular torso and penis. She then claimed the man was a guy she met on Reddit from South Korea. I immediately start having a panic attack, and without a word she starts packing her stuff and getting dressed. After fighting for a bit, she finally let me go through her phone, and I find pictures of her last ex, non-sexual, sexting between her and a family friend, and sexting between her and the Reddit guy. This was going on for our entire relationship, and even before my suspicions were manifested. As I'm looking at her phone, she just has this cold oh well expression on her face and then continues packing. We talk a bit more and she explains that she just likes the attention and it was her kink to seek this attention, and that I wasn't supplying her with that attention even though we had sex a lot. I saw her 5 times a week and we talked every day on the phone. I was absolutely shocked by her cold demeanor and how unapologetic she was. For the next week we tried to make it work and everything seemed like it was getting better, and then today she ghosted me. I got upset and then called me at midnight 3 hours ago, acting like it was no big deal. Acting like a week ago never happened, and then ends it with me and blames it on my lack of trust for her, even though she was doing these things throughout the whole relationship, and claims what she did to me was not a big deal and that I was a man-child for getting upset about it. I'm pretty broken at the moment. I'm in a really bad place right now, and I'm honestly scared of ever pursuing anything ever again after pouring my heart into this woman, as she was giving me a false sense of security. This Reddit account was ironically created after the incident a week ago as a way for me to show I was open-minded to her needs and that we would post pics of us together doing sexual acts on this account on those kinds of subreddits so she could get the self-image praise she wanted. I really loved her. I really felt secure for a moment that she would never hurt me. More secure about a relationship than I ever was, and I wanted to give her everything. I know you are devastated, but you dodged a bullet. Time to go North Carolina. This. I know you want closure but you aren't getting it, and trying to get it just opens you up to more opportunities for her to twist the knife. Drop her, start healing. Sorry you went through that, and that she was so callous towards you. I know what that's like. My ex-wife behaved in a pretty similar way after 19 years of marriage, 24 years of relationship. All I can say is let her go. She's probably a narcissist to be that unfeeling. You do not want to be tied to her long term. Trust me. I would trust this person as well. In fact, I think that Op is lucky that he did not invest so much of his life on this person. Op, please hear this advice, learn the narcissistic patterns and do your best stay clear from these people. It is not your job to fix them. It is their job to fix themselves before they even think about a real relationship. Narcs are the worst. As much as this hurts Op, you are in a way lucky to find out now. Definitely bail out and go North Carolina. Classic narcissist behavior. You are very fortunate to find this out now. She's trash. She will keep you on a string as long as you let her back in. Then once she has the next one lined up, she will discard you for good. The ghostings were just practice runs for her double-back Sukahara dismount. Don't let her stick the landing. Ghost her, and watch her implode. That cold expression was the first time you saw the real her. Get out now. She's absolutely lying and gaslighting you. If she doesn't think it is something you should be upset about, then she wouldn't have considered it something worth hiding. She knew it was wrong and tried to convince you that you are the unreasonable one for having an issue with it. Unfortunately, she's not going to stop. What she considers a kink, you consider a red flag. She's not the person you thought she was. If this has happened 3 times in a row, I'd really spend some time analyzing your choice in partners. You can't predict someone cheating, but 3 times is horrifically unlucky, and there must be some red flags you are choosing to ignore. Maybe even consider seeing a professional to talk through it. That's a lot of trauma for you to endure, and it will undoubtedly affect future relationships. Safe to say I'm pretty shattered at this point. She's just another piece of ass for the streets. Keep your head up and move on. Duck love. Get out and run. Anyone that needs validation by getting naked is not a good partner. Next thing is open marriage. You sound like a soft soul and need to work on that. Tell the fairy to fly. Then get yourself in a gym and some counseling. Find you? Set boundaries. If you sext, I do not want a relationship with you. You choose the boundaries and communicate them to your new partner. Strength bro. The loneliest road is the road to self-discovery. Let her sext and send nudes. She has a void that can pull you in if you stay with her. Leave. What's crazy is that she was in full agreement with these boundaries from the beginning. I definitely set them and she agreed to them. I asked for the full 9 yards and she still did this to me from the beginning of the relationship. FFS man. I was being a hard ass about these boundaries too. I'm doing the gym thing now with one of my good friends that is a personal trainer, and she's helping me get my body right at the moment to what it was before COVID when I was more fit. I have a therapy session soon and I hope they can help me get past these types of trauma. I really can't take another situation like this. And here is the thing that really ducks me up, is that one of the guys was a tubby balding dude that's a swinger with his wife. It was pretty insulting to see that. I'm just baffled ATM. I'm not a bad looking guy, I have a great marketing career, I'm well off, I'm not boring, we had sex all the time and she claimed I was the only guy to ever get her off the way I do and I pretty much treated her really good. Like I know I'm a catch, so how has this happened 3 times in a row with my previous relationships? Shrug. Getting hurt sucks. But continuing getting hurt by staying with a remorseless cheater is even worse. Especially one who is incapable of taking responsibility and blame shifts. Be glad you're free from such a toxic person and stay no contact. The remorseless nature of it is what really hurt man. The cheaters of my past were more sympathetic and went on damage control immediately after. This though. This was a different type of thing that I never dealt with. So cold and lacked any empathy. She is just a fun-time girl who is just a short-time distraction. Time to send her back to the inventory pile. These types of girls are not qualified for relationships, wife, or a potential mother. When you're ready, just do an upgrade, she is out there waiting for you. Good luck, buddy. I really appreciate all the support right now, everyone. I really do. Does anyone have some advice on how to get past this? This is the 3rd relationship in a row that has ended in stuff like this. I don't know how I end up in these situations. Your picker is broken. Spend some time doing some self-reflection on what were the similar characteristics of the previous 3 that attracted you to them. I'll bet the love of your life is invisible to you because of whatever it is that attracts you to the broken ones. You might be onto something here. I appreciate you. Stay single for a while, dude. You need some time. Go out with friends, hobbies, do what suits you. But don't get into another relationship. I believe you're right. I think it's time I focus on myself for a bit. Not for a bit, dude, a lot. The last thing you do is find someone else while carrying baggage like paranoia, mistrust, and all the other crap that comes with it, right? Yeah, you're right, maybe I'll just stay single for a majority of the year and see how I feel by the end of it, yes. You need to be fully healed mentally, that may take 6 months or a year. Good luck. One piece of advice I will tell you is to stop ignoring red flags and shady behavior. This has happened 3 times now. You need to learn to walk away from nonsense when your gut tells you that they are disrespecting the relationship. When you see red flags, you need to stop trying to work things out, stop making excuses for them, stop looking the other way. Just leave the relationship. Because from your own experience, you are just delaying the inevitable while torturing yourself. Also, ask some really detailed questions while you are casually dating someone. Really get to know them before fully committing. Just off the top of my head, I would ask if they have ever cheated in a relationship, what do they consider cheating, are they still in contact with any exes, etc. You need a better vetting process. You're right about everything. Here's the kicker. I asked all these questions and claimed to basically be a saint. I ask these harder questions every woman I date and they all swear up and down that they are the most loyal people ever. This one even went as far as giving me her password to her phone to show her loyalties after she did that. I never once thought to go looking for anything because that alone made me feel secure. But that false sense of security seems to just have been a means to keep me from ever getting curious. Now you know not to let yourself be bamboozled. Just because you have passwords doesn't mean they won't cheat. Okay, let's say whoever you date next tells you they are Mother Teresa reincarnated. Always ask yourself if their actions match their words. Do I feel emotionally safe in this relationship? When I bring up things they are doing that make me uncomfortable, do they listen to my point of view and then change their behavior or not? Am I willing to stay in a relationship where I don't feel emotionally safe? It's always great when someone tells you they are a good person, but always keeps your eyes open for if they actually are. I hate having to always be on the search for these things or watch my back. Makes me question if things were always this way or if it's just progressively getting worse. I think you need to change your way of thinking. It's not that you always have to be searching for things. It's that you have to take note of people's natural behavior. People are going to act the way they're going to act. It's just now you can't brush it off. You are a 3-time winner of catching a cheater. I would hope by now you have a very low tolerance for bull crap and will always listen to your gut. Please remember this Maya Angelou quote: when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I think technology and social media has made it a lot easier to cheat. I don't see either one of those components stopping evolving anytime soon. Like someone said, study up on narcissistic behavior. Also look up codependency. You might be in that category, and if so, the narcs can smell you from a mile away. Like a shark smells blood in the water. I do have a very anxious attachment style from what I was told. Probably due to the past 2 relationships. I've done a little reading on this and it seems really hard to determine between a narcissist versus just someone with a bipolar disorder. She claimed to be diagnosed this year by her shrink. Well, lucky you found out before she took you completely down the garden path: marriage, children, and maybe not your children. You are lucky to be free, and use your hard-earned experience to recognize the red flags should and be flown in future relationships. Not everyone is a liar and cheater, but you are now more experienced to know the warning signs if they do, and how to extract yourself from that sort of relationship. Best wishes forward. You have dodged a sniper bullet, friend. That's all there is to it. She's narcissistic and experimental. Reminds me a lot of an ex-GF a decade ago. You might think it's the end of the world, but it'll get better. She doesn't love you. Let her go. She's a proven liar and an untruthful person. Don't waste more time with her. Go North Carolina with her and move on. Seeing her, childish woman, in any form at all is only going to hurt you more than you know. Be indifferent to her. The opposite of love is not hatred, but it is indifference. Focus on yourself and start developing your career life. Plan it in such a way that 15 to 25 years from now, you will have enough medical and retirement funds. Work out, meditate or do some prayers. All the best and keep moving forward, mate. I know this doesn't help, but my boyfriend did the same thing to me many times. I caught him on Tinder probably 8 different times and have found so many nudes in his phone. They have low self-esteem. It's not a kink. They need their ego constantly stroked by someone cause they have no internal self-worth and need outside validation from others to feel good about themselves. Kick her to the curb and find someone that is actively working to be conscious and work through their ego issues rather than just labeling it as a kink and destroying everyone in their path. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Have an awesome day or night, wherever you are.